Joseph W. Brady's analysis and projection of the post-election economy.
Well, Terry, I think that now that the election's over, or we think that it's over, we still have a little bit of time before we get finality to some of these races. It makes people somewhat nervous, although the stock market went up 1,200 points in a matter of a day. I think interest rates are going to remain rather high for a while. I think you're going to see the Fed have to ratchet probably another half point in December. It's making it tough in outlying markets like us unless you're a cash buyer. Fuel, I think that the administration is not coming clean with Americans when we are taking oil from the strategic reserve, that I think holds 750 million barrels of oil, and we're down to like 440 million, and we're tapping that. That's the reason gas prices have come down so far. So I don't think that they're really telling people the truth. That's not good. Construction materials are still very, very, very high, so it's making deals hard to work with. We track the national economy because some of the what happens nationally sometimes has that impact even at the lower level. And in all the jobs reports that we see, there were some pretty significant ones that really bothered me. Meta, which is Facebook, is laying off, I think, 11,000 or whatever that they've got. They had like 87,000 people. But a list that I sent you that you can put up on the screen, just to go through some of the major ones. When you take a look at Peloton, 4,600 jobs. Tesla's only at 200 jobs. You look at what's happening at Twitter.
These are layoffs.
These are layoffs. Shopify 1,000. Gap 500, Walmart 1,700. That's not that big when you think about the workforce they have. Amazon 560. But I got to say, in all the reading I do, and I spend probably 3 hours a day reading, when Bezos says we're going to have an adjustment, and he's one of the richest guys in the world, and Elon Musk was telling us 2 months ago we're going to go into a recession. What I'm seeing and what I fear is what people are calling now a double dip, where we could actually see a couple quarters of negative, growth, and that's not good for anybody. I mean, there's been a slowdown in around the world, so the world economy is somewhat slowing down, but that has an impact here. But then at the same time, we've always been kind of opposite of other areas, so you just never know when you live here. The flip side, I still believe that, Silverwood is still moving forward locally as fast as they can, and I think that they're hopefully going to be able to get their builders determined by mid next year. From what I understand, that's been moved back a little bit. If you go out there, which you've been on out there, it's very impressive with what work that they've done. Ranchero Road continues to be under construction, and they've had some issues, I think, dealing not only with the aqueduct issue, but with Joshua Trees, and that's moving forward. The work that's on I-15 is going forward. All the industrial buildings that we see, there's 2 under construction now next to the Modway over on Caliente. That's moving forward. I just counted today looking at the industrial market. So we have about 27 million feet of industrial space in the market right now. I looked at what they're forecasting, about 11 million coming online here in just the next couple of years. We've talked about that triangle down there along I-15 and 395. You've got that starting to fill in, and those people going through the process. So I think that the high desert, surprisingly, may weather this storm differently than what we have in the past. The one thing I'm really looking forward, and the people at Brightline have been wonderful to deal with, both Ben and Greta, is whether or not they're going to get any assistance from the federal level through the Biden administration to bring in some money for the Brightline. They were hoping to have that announcement made by the end of first quarter, which I think will happen. We just took a major property off the market pending that announcement, because it was just, we're right in this kind of the doldrums. You're in the Thanksgiving, Christmas period, things get kind of slow. I think Barstow, with their huge announcement of $1.5 billion coming in with BNSF and 4,500 acres and 20,000 jobs, that's huge. So I think the high desert, and then including what we have out at SCLA, including I think the great job that VVC is doing right now. I mean, as a trustee, we are now at 100 programs. So we can't graduate people quick enough, and we added trucks this year. We added a driving school this year, a cosmetology school. We've just got a great staff of deans out there that are just making things happen. You know, Todd Scott, McKinsey Tarango, and just a whole host of people out there that are just doing great things. Art Lopez, that Dr. Walden and his team. So I think that we've got to get through the Christmas holidays now. I think that people are still going to worry. I think there's that natural tendency to worry. Inflation's a real deal. I don't believe it's 8%. This last week they came down and said it's 7%. If you travel around the country, that 6-ounce fillet is now a 5-ounce fillet, and that 6 ounce that was $45 is now $52. That baked potato is a little bit smaller. A friend of mine owns a restaurant and said to me, Joe, I've had to cut back. I've had no other way to do this to survive. But there's still a lot of money in the economy, and some people are feeling good about expansion. So for people in the high desert, I think that the speed train is going to be the game changer. If we can get a commitment from Brightline and the bondholders and the state and the feds to help fund this thing, it's a game changer. You'll look down on this valley 50 years from now and say, wow, this is pretty big. So I do believe with that we will double in size here probably the next 25 years, and we're 475,000 or 500,000 people. So that's my prognosis. I hope everybody has a happy holiday. I know the turkey will cost more this year, and Merry Christmas, and buy wisely, and let's be glad that we're Americans and we still live in the greatest country in the world.
Prayers and hopes for a safe and joyous holiday season for you and yours. Thank you for watching. We hope you join us next time around.